Hello everybody, Kirbyfan here, back for another tier list video for Kirby Month. Hope you've been enjoying Kirby Month so far. I did have the Smash Ultimate Copy Abilities tier list for Kirby that I uploaded yesterday. You could check that out. But for now, we'll be looking at copy abilities. This is all my personal opinion. I want to drop that now. I know a lot of what I cover on this channel is more about objectivity, and I do want to make a Kirby tier list copy abilities that are more about speedrunning one of these days, but I just need to figure out how I'm going to weigh speedrunning story mode versus speedrunning the ultimate choice, the arena, whatever. Which one is more valuable? I might just go with ultimate choice or the arena because that's what my specialty is, but that is a different topic for a different day. What we are talking about right now is my personal opinion. So all these abilities, I'm just going to go over what the tiers mean really quick. Top tier, these are my absolute favorite abilities. This one will be ranked. It's the only one that I'm going to bother ranking, but these are just absolutely my favorite abilities. I love all of these. I try to use them as much as I can in every single one of my playthroughs. They are just wonderful. High tier, they're abilities that I really like. They're very close to being among my favorites, but something is holding them back. Maybe I wasn't so crazy about them in one of the games. Maybe they're close, but there's not enough oomph to them for me. Mid tier is, I like the abilities. I like them a lot. They do lack an oomph, definitely, but I still like them a lot. Low tier abilities are abilities that I just don't really, I don't get the hype behind them. They're fine, but I don't really get the hype behind them. And bottom tier, there's not going to be a lot of abilities here, but I don't think I need to explain. Bottom tier, yeah. So, I am going to not start from top to bottom. I am actually instead just going to put an ability in each tier to kind of give myself a little way to help out. I have already made the tier list. I do have it readily available. I'm just doing this just to kind of show what my thought process was when I was making the tier list. So the first thing I'm going to do, this is what, I think everybody knew this. I say it a lot. And in case you don't know, my favorite copy ability is Parasol. I love it. I love the idea of Kirby whirling people with an umbrella. I love that he can use it to slow his descent and protect him from things that are falling from above, or enemies from above, Scarfies, stuff like that. I love what they did with it in Superstar, where they made it an ability that just, you go really, really fast with it. I love what they did starting with Return to Dreamland, where when you used Parasol's dash attack, which, shame on me, I can't think of what the name is off the top of my head, but when you use Parasol's dash attack, you can just keep running when you land, and you can just keep doing, you can short hop, dash attack, short hop, dash. You just cover so much ground so fast. I love Parasol dive, it's down B. I love that move. I love Circus throw, the grounded down B, the one that is Parasol dive, but you do it on the ground. It does so much damage so fast. Parasol's great in boss rush modes. Parasol's great in story modes. The idea of it is silly, but they do so much with it. It's Chumbrella and Star Allies. Awesome. I love it. I love that Parasol gives the water element. I can go on. Parasol is, if I were to make a tier above top tier, I really wanted to do it and just put Parasol there, but I don't want to. The gap between Parasol and my number 2 is smaller than the gap between Shulk and whatever the number 2 was for Kirby on my Smash Ultimate tier list. And I don't want to discredit a lot of the other Kirby copy abilities in top tier because I like them a lot. But that's Parasol. I do want to do this in kind of a lightning round style also. I got really excited over Parasol. So for bottom tier, I'm actually going to get this one out of the way right now. Light in Kirby's Adventure. Useless. It's not even fun like Sleep is. I don't get it. Okay, let me find it. I believe this. Yeah, okay, this is it. Low tier, I put ESP. Interesting ability, really great for speedrunning. It's so good for speedrunning. And there's some cool skips you can do with it in Star Allies, but the moveset's too small. Alright, so this is an ability that I should also put in low tier just because it's not very good. But I love the idea of Ghost, and I love possessing enemies and just running into other enemies to kill them. It's a really cool idea, and I like it a lot. And then for high tier, I had to. I poured 8 days or something worth of editing into this ability. I gotta say, I really appreciate Beam. Its appearance in Kirby's Adventure and their refusal to bring back Revolution Beam. That's mostly what's holding it back. If it had both of those things, top tier ability, easy. So now we will go from top left to bottom right. Now we will do that, which is pretty much ABC order. So let's see. We've got Animal. Animal, I would pretty solidly put in the mid. Actually, yeah, I would put it in the mid. I think it's cute, and I like the moveset that it has, but I don't know. It never really... Nothing about it really stood out to me. I know a lot of people really like it for the hat and a lot of things that it can do. I think it's got a good... I think it's the aerial dash attack where, you know, Kirby just zooms to the right. I think that's really cool, but it's... I don't know. There's not as much that I really think to do with it. It just never really stood out to me as too exciting. And I also actually have the same to say about Archer. If we're talking about viability, Archer is broken good. At least in Planet Robobot. This is one of those things where, you know, speedrunning, there might be more efficient ways to do things, but you can't ignore the fact that its crouch just nullifies all damage. You can't ignore that. Archer is impossible to not use well, and that just really sets it apart. Not in Star Allies, though. That's big. Artist. I will actually, if this was Adeline, a lot higher, but because it's just artist, I'm going to put it in low. I think painting is really interesting, and I like the things that it paints. That's mostly what keeps it in low tier, is the aesthetic of it. I adore the aesthetic of artist, but using it, not good. We're just going to say that, not very good. So next is Backdrop. Backdrop, it's got a similar hat to Fighter, so I can't help but compare it to Fighter, but even then, I would more compare it to Throw, where Throw just has so much more going on visually. I'm going to be honest, bottom tier ability. I really do not care for it. Now, I've always thought this was a really weird hat. This is supposed to be Ball, and this does not really show that it is Ball very well. However, high tier. No, high tier. Ball, I would put in the high tier. Such a simple ability. Kirby just bounces in the air and then falls, but the power on this thing is ridiculous. Ball is so strong, and it's a lethal joke ability, and I love those. I love abilities that are made to be jokes, but as it turns out, they're broken as hell, and I really like that. Beetle is also another ability that is super good, one that I did not like for a very long time, but has grown on me, and now I put it in the high tier. I'm a big fan of Beetle, great aesthetic. I'm not so much a fan of the boss fight that gives you Beetle, but the enemy that gives you Beetle is fine. And the ability itself, so much fun to play around with. It's Throw, but it has more going for it. It's Backdrop. It's Backdrop mixed with Throw, mixed with Suplex, with more going for it. All of this just sounds so good. Really what just holds it back for me is, like I said, the enemies that give you it. The normal enemy's fine. The boss, yeah, I have a problem with the way Triple Deluxe bosses and mini bosses work, but that's really mostly what's holding it back. I do take a lot into account when it comes to these, and yes, Parasol Waddle, these are among the best enemies in the series. Fight me. Bell. Ooh, Bell. Ooh, Eeg. Oh, why don't we have Bell back? Top tier ability, free. It's such a pleasant ability. I love it. I love using it. It makes me happy, all right? And I love that in Kirby Fighters Deluxe, its shield hurts opponents. I don't think it's that good of an ability in Fighters Deluxe, if we're talking tier list-wise. I don't remember where the community tier list put it. I really only paid attention to Beam and Parasol. But I like using Bell. It's a very fun ability to use. But it's not number 2 for long, because Bomb is among my favorite abilities in the series. I just love hurling these things. So many times I have just... Solo Bomb is one of the easiest runs to do in a Kirby game, just because Bomb covers everything. And it's so much fun to just hurl things everywhere. And trust me, am super happy that Bomb is the best ability for speedrunning Ultimate Choice and Star Allies. It is not Hammer, it is Bomb. Yes. Bubble. High tier. I know this sounds super weird. Nobody likes Bubble. Everybody likes Animal. But I like how fast Bubble is. I like that it directly ties into Squeak Squad's... So there are 2 gimmicks to Squeak Squad that I really like. The rest I could really just leave. I love the Squeak battles at the end of every stage. That's incredible. That's my favorite. And the bubble mechanic on the bottom screen. It could have been expanded, but I like the idea of actually being able to save abilities for later, and that's what Bubble allows you to do. Really cool. Burning. I mean, I'm going to put it in low. I know I should put it in bottom because Fire is also on here. It's literally Burning and more. But, yeah, for Nightmare in Dreamland and Adventure, I think Burning is a really fun ability. I just think it's outclassed by Fire. Circus. I never got the hate behind Circus. I know a lot of people really don't like it. They say it controls weird or something. I think it's fine. I mean, not perfect. That's why I'm putting it in mid. I think a lot of the best mobility things that it gets... I know there's the fire hoops, which are, that's fine. But the normal B move, that's the one that I agree doesn't control particularly great. It's where he bounces forward twice and then backwards one big time. Why do you need to bounce backwards? Just, Cleaning. I love this ability. High tier. Free. This is including its Dreamland 3 appearance. I love the things you can mix cleaning with in Dreamland 3. Kynes was always my favorite just because it never went away. You could just hold it out and everything in front of you would just die. It was hilarious. Cook. Never really liked Cook. I only put it in low tier because Kirby's got a cool Final Smash and Brawl. Copy. If we were talking about TAC, TAC, whatever, high tier. As it is, it's a really fun troll ability because it just gives you what you already have. Crash, that is Crash. And of all the one-use abilities, this is definitely my least favorite one, but it's cool enough to at least warrant low tier. Cupid. Really fun to mess around with an Amazing Mirror. I like firing arrows, but I don't know. The flight controls are a little awkward. Just a little awkward, though. Cutter. This one really makes me sad because Cutter is a series mainstay, and I really want to like it more. But as it is, it's so weak. If it was a little stronger and a little faster at being stronger, maybe I'd like it more. But as it is, Doctor. Doctor is an ability. If we're just looking at Planet Robobot, I would actually put this in the high tier. But I am not going to forget anytime soon just how absolutely worthless it is in Kirby Clash Deluxe, so I have to put it in the mid tier. Let's see, that ability is... Oh, Festival. Okay, I know I just said Crash was my least favorite. Festival, waste of time. You're introduced 4 new abilities, and one of them is just a screen nuke. Waste. Let's see, Fighter. I know I said when I was talking about Backdrop, that, oh, Fighter's super cool. And comparing it to Backdrop, Fighter's so much better, but I'm not actually that big of a fan of Fighter. I just put it in the mid tier. It's neat, and I like as a Return to Dreamland, you could do a Quarter Circle forward to get the Hadoken out. I love that. That's a great touch. But generally, I'm a fan. Fighter's got a great kit, just not one that I like to abuse all that much. But it's a good ability. I know a lot of people really love it. A lot of people really love Knuckle Joe too, and that's all fine. But to me, Fighter's good. Again, a lot of mid-tier abilities. These are abilities that I like. I think these abilities, they're really good. They just don't have that special something that the high-tier abilities have. I was going to change it to upper mid, but mid is fine. Fire is a high-tier ability for me, easy. This ability in Triple Deluxe is top tier, no contest, but just overall, okay. So in the Beam video, I went over this. I said, the best abilities in Adventure, and really, on a higher up level, the only ones really worth using are the mobility abilities. Think Tornado, Wheel, High Jump, stuff like that. But what's nice about Fire is that it throws out a constant hitbox in front of you. And a lot of people say that in Kirby's Adventure, it is very weird using close combat abilities, that they don't work a lot of times, or they'll get hit beforehand. I disagree, but I do agree with the notion that it's hard to deal with close combat enemies in Adventure without a projectile or invincibility or something. Fire is the exception. I think out of those, Fire is the best, and I really like that Fire because it has that constant hitbox in front of it. So I really like how easy Fire makes to deal with enemies in front of you, so it doesn't fall into the beam trap like that one does. Freeze. I love the hat. I wish this was the Kirby's Adventure icon instead, though. But as it is, Freeze... It's got the backdrop problem because ice is here, But freeze as it is, I at least really like. Unlike backdrop, where it's just kind of whatever. Hammer, oh boy. I speedrun. I speedrun. I have to put it in the top tier. I love Hammer too much. The amount of hours I have spent perfecting Hammer techniques over the years is just too many. But I will say of the top tier abilities, it's probably the one I put on the very bottom, just because, I mean, I really only like Hammer for speedrunning. If I'm not speedrunning, I'm probably not using Hammer, but oh my god, I can't tell you just how many times I've had to grind Hammer for games, and I'm happy that it's still good in Star Allies, it's just not the best. I can devote more time to Bomb now, and Parasol and all of them. I don't have to solo worry about Hammer anymore. Let's see. High jump, I would put, let's see, high tier. High jump, high tier. Haha, makes sense. Anyway, Ice, no. Just kidding. I would put high jump in the high tier, though. I love that they brought it back for Return to Dreamland, and I think they did exactly what they had to do with it and nothing more. I thought that was nice. But Kirby's Adventure is really where I think this ability shines. It's just, you move up so quickly, and you have all of your aerial momentum still. Something I love to do is when I beat a boss and I get the Star Rod piece, I high jump, and then I hold the direction, so Kirby just goes soaring in that direction. It's, your momentum with high jump, your vertical momentum, your horizontal momentum, your momentum with high jump is crazy good. Ice. This was not always one of my favorite abilities, but as a Return to Dreamland, it became one of my favorite abilities. The Ice Bowl, I think it is, where you dash forward and then hit down and B. I love that move. They took it out of Triple Deluxe, which made me really mad, but they bought it back, so we're all good. But just in general, Ice's kit, super fun to mess around with. I love that it's one of the few abilities left that really kind of makes you take Kirby's momentum into account. That's something from the older games that I kind of miss. You know, when you stop, Kirby just kind of stops on a dime. But that's not the case with Ice. You got to watch out a little bit. At least in Return to Dreamland. I'm not positive about the others, but Return to Dreamland, you actually had to keep your eye on it. And Planet Robobot, oh my god, this ability is broken for speedruns. It contends with, it doesn't beat it, but it contends with Hammer and Planet Robobot for just how good it is. Last I checked, the world record was actually held by Ice, but that's because of the final boss, not anything to blame on Hammer. But Ice, ooh, I love Ice, ooh, Jet, high tier ability. I love Jet and Planet Robobot so much. I'll be honest, Superstar, I think it's okay. I like it, and I like that it's the only ability between Superstar and Superstar Ultra to get a different helper. But Planet Robobot is really just makes this ability for me. They did such a good job with it. Extended its moveset perfectly. The Robobot armor boost that Jet gets to make it a shoot 'em up. Actually, like, yes, let's have a shoot 'em up before the final boss for once. I love Jet. Ooh. Laser. You would expect bottom or low. I would actually put Laser in mid. I just really like long-range abilities in Kirby's Adventure. I like not having to deal with Sword Knights or Burning Leos or whatever in Adventure. When I try to go with a close-range ability and they hit me, I don't like it. I could just snipe from a distance and I feel safe. Leaf, I would also put in the mid-tier. Broken and Return to Dreamland, ridiculous. It's similar to Archer in Triple Deluxe, where, you know, it might not be the best for speedrunning or whatever, but doesn't matter just how easy it is to abuse. And I think it's good for boss rushes, but I'm not positive. I don't pay too much attention to Leaf. Magic. We are not assuming Amazing Mirror magic. We are assuming Speak Squad magic. In which case, wow, why haven't you brought this ability back yet? This ability was so much fun in Speak Squad. Bring it back. The doves, the cards, the clown hat. Bring it back. Just bring it back. Maybe expand on it. Bring it back. That is not Sword. I believe that is Master, but we are not ranking the final abilities. So I'm not going to worry too much about that. Metal. Metal is an ability I actually kind of like. I know everybody hates Metal because it slows Kirby down, makes floating a mess, but I don't know. I like Metal a lot. I'll admit it. A lot of it's just because I think Kirby looks really cute when he's in the metal form. I don't know what it is. I love sitting on enemies. That just sounds like a joke somebody would make. Like, hey, you like sitting on enemies? Pick Metal. Mike. So this is the only use it a bunch of times and then it's gone ability that I actually like. Mostly because it's themed. Cook is themed, Crash is themed, but the theming is not very strong. Mike has a progression. You use it once, and then use it again. Kirby gets louder. You use it a third time. He screams. As with Star Allies, you can make it even more powerful. Was it Star Allies? As of the modern series. No, it was Return to Dreamland. You're right, me. As of Return to Dreamland, you can make it even stronger and louder. And Star Allies, you can perform a concert. That's what it was. It's just, it's got actual theming going for it. Also, there is a glitch in Kirby's Adventure that lets you use it infinitely, and it's really funny. Let's see. Oh, that's what this ability is. I was thinking about it. This is Mini. This is a worthless ability, and I really want to put it in like the top tier just because of how funny it is, but it's a similar case to Light and Adventure where, you know, you have new abilities, a limited amount of new abilities, and you're going to give us Mini. If it was, you know, something helpful, think a lethal joke ability like Ball. If it's going to be like Ball, where it's actually going to be good, I would put it in high tier, absolutely. But as it is, that is Mirror. Oh, Mirror. I love Mirror. High tier. I think its damage is a little weak. That's kind of what holds me back from putting it among my favorite abilities. It's a little weak, but the theming, the style of it. I'm glad that it won the copy ability poll for Battle Royale. I was hard rooting for Sleep, which we'll get to, but I like Mirror a lot. Really good ability. Missile. Bring it back. First of all, bring it back. High tier. Bring it back. If you want to expand on it, that's great. I was shocked that they didn't bring this back for Planet Robobot. I figured out of all the games, Planet Robobot would be the one that they brought it back for. But bring it back. A lot of the Bubble, Magic, Missile, hey, even some of the mid-tier ones like Ghost, Animal, Cupid, Metal, Laser. If you bring these abilities back and expand upon them, I might like them a lot more. Who knows? Alright, so let's see. Next is Needle. Oh, Needle's such a sad case. Actually, I really like this ability. Just for authenticity. No. Go into the high tier, dang it. There we go. Alright, so there's Needle. Sorry about that. Return to Dreamland Needle is the ideal version of Needle. I like it a lot in Adventure. It's a fun ability. But Return to Dreamland was the ideal version of it, where you had an attack that shot upward, something that went downward, and a dash attack, and the normal version. That is all Needle needed. And then Triple Deluxe, they got rid of stuff again. I have a big problem with Triple Deluxe taking things away from abilities that did not need things taken away from them. Big problem. But if they kept Needle, and then Needle just kind of vanished. We haven't seen Needle since Triple Deluxe. I don't believe it was in Planet Robobot. So we got the neutered version of it in Triple Deluxe, then Gone Forever. A great version of it in Return to Dreamland. And Adventure Nightmare in Dreamland. That's it. I can't believe I'm saying this about Needle of all abilities, but bring it back. Ninja. I'm going to be perfectly honest here. Never liked this ability. One of the most overrated abilities in the series, I think. I think for speedrunning, it's good in Return to Dreamland. It is garbage in Kirby Fighters Deluxe. Easily the worst ability. To the point where I think that this was actually something on the R Kirby tier list. It might have been. If not, it was just some discussion that I heard. When you use Ninja, you should be allowed to actually have a handicap in your favor. That's how bad it is in that game. But otherwise, I just never really found it fun. This ability, I'm not positive what this one is, but it looks like a final ability, so we're going to ignore it. This is Spark. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's Plasma. Plasma and Spark I'm going to combine together, so as it is, similar case to Burning. I like the ability on its own just fine, but combined with Spark, it's better. Poison. Poison is an interesting one. I like the idea of long-lasting effects, but for a game like Kirby, it's just not very helpful and honestly kind of boring. But I really like the idea. If they could find a way to make it fit a fast-paced, not a fast-paced, but in a more action-y game a little better. Not a fast-paced, but an action-y game a little better. I'd probably like it more. Sleep. Okay. Where to start with Sleep? I'm not actually going to rank it until I've had my spiel. Sleep has been a joke. Battle Royale was 2018. Yeah, okay, Sleep came out in 2018. So, 26 years, my bad. 26 years, Sleep was just an absolute joke. It recovered some health in Squeak Squad, but not really worth having it around. Food was plentiful. So 26 years, Sleep was a joke, and it was a joke that, I'm going to be honest, I just think everybody really liked. I really like having an ability that just actively hindered you, but at the same time, it's really cute and nice. And I like letting Kirby rest. And it's a joke ability that people like it for a reason. It's not just that it's a joke. There's a very specific appeal to Sleep. And I really like that. And that's enough to actually have me put it in the high tier. Then Battle Royale became a thing. Oh, there it is. Then Battle Royale became a thing. Oh my god. Sleep in Battle Royale has got to just be one of the most clever, well thought out. I mean, I want to say copy abilities, and this is true, but if you want to classify Battle Royale as a fighting game, I don't know if you do. If you say Power Stone is a fighting game, I say Battle Royale is also. I would just say it's one of the most well thought out things in a fighting game. It's you know, they very clearly wanted to put Sleep in because you don't come up with something this brilliant and not want to put it in, you know? It's what to say about it. You take over their ability and you put them to sleep. You smack them around with a pillow. It's so funny. I love Sleep. I adore Sleep. I love the running gag that it's been for 26 years. And I love that once they actually gave it a chance to be something, it's so fun. And it's actually really good, too. It's one of the best abilities in Battle Royale, in my opinion. Although, obviously, Battle Royale is a little weird. It depends on what game mode you're playing. But overall, I think Sleep is one of the better ones. Smash. And actually not top tier. I'd only put it in the high tier. Mostly just because if I want to play Kirby and Smash, I'll play Smash. And a lot of what he has here is carried over. But Kirby's Nair, especially in Amazing Mirror, I love messing around with that move in Amazing Mirror. It's so powerful. I wish it was that good in Smash, but here we are. Spark. Spark is a lot of fun. I love Spark. I love Spark in Adventure, where it was just that protective barrier around Kirby. But then Superstar, they gave us Plasma, and that was really nice. But Return to Dreamland came around and gave us Spark and combined the two. And it also gave us an attack that went up and went down. Sure enough, one of them got taken out in Triple Deluxe. Of course. No, they both got taken out in Triple Deluxe, I think. Spark and Return to Dreamland. That's something I gotta talk about. That ability is absolutely the most mindless ability you could possibly ever use in a Kirby game. More than Archer, more than Leaf, more than any of them, all you have to do is stand in one spot. That is all you have to do with Spark. It is so good. Ugh. Hoo, hee, ha, ooh, ooh. Spear. Oh, Spear. I adore Spear. Top tier ability, easy. I love that they gave it to Bandana D in both Return to Dreamland and Star Allies. Star Allies especially, because Spear wasn't in that game. Bandana D was the only one who could use it. Yes. Yes. I love Spear in how... I love all the creative uses that they have for the Spear. Obviously, they have, you know, the jabs and the throwings. But they have an upwards poke, a downwards smash, or my favorite, I don't know what it's called for Spear, but for Waddle Dee, or Bandana D, it's the Waddlecopter, where you charge it, and then they spin it, and they can fly around with it for a while. Brilliant, creative, wonderful, amazing. I adore Spear. What a great ability. It's so abusable, too. If you initiate a dash and then really quickly jump after and then hold back, you will just keep throwing the spears forward while you retreat. It's so good. Spider. Okay, so Spider is an ability that, like Artist, my problem with Artist, great aesthetic, doesn't really do much. Spider is a little different. Spider, I really like what you can do with it. There's a lot of really fun stuff that you can do with this ability. It was definitely the hardest one for me to make a combo for, that's for sure. But I'm still, unfortunately, only going to have to put it in the mid-tier just because its mobility is so bad. But of the mid-tier abilities, if there's like a borderline between a high and mid, that's where I'd put it. I'm actually going to put... I know I said I wasn't going to rank them, but Spider goes on top of the mid-tier. Forget it. It's high tier. Forget it. It's bottom of high tier, but I would definitely put it in the high tier. It's just... It's like Poison, where you trap things, but it actually works a little better just because, unlike Poison, where it's just like the small area on the ground, the Spider's webs you can just put wherever you want, which also makes it a lot better for the Ultimate Choice. Staff. It's Lesser Spear, and I do not like that. Low tier. That is Stone. I was looking at Suplex. Stone. Stone is one of those abilities that I've always wanted to like. I always hear people say, oh, you can trivialize the true arena by using Stone. And this is one of the things where, for newcomers, I don't think this works just because it gets very boring very fast. And I don't think a lot of people will like that. And for higher level, it's useless. I think no, in Superstar it's actually quite good because Superstar is a Super Nintendo 90s game. And I'm not trying to insult them. I love the Super Nintendo. It's my favorite gaming console after the DS. I'm just saying things were different. So I don't know. I've always found I like it, but it's similar. It's similar to Ninja, where I don't really see the appeal in it, like, at all. And I'm not saying that other people liking Stone makes me like it less. I'm just... This is me explaining myself. I know a lot of people really like Stone, and they say it trivializes things, but... I don't know, it's not fun. Or true. If you want to trivialize the true arena, you pick Hammer. Suplex. Really fun ability. I like that it has Kirby's down throw in it, and you have to use it in the air. I wish you could use Kirby's down throw in the air in Smash Brothers. And I know it's his down air, but not really. Although, the Kirby's down air in Smash was his down throw or the suplex in the air thing. I like it a lot. I like the dash that it gets. That's the big difference between suplex and a lot of these other abilities. You hurl yourself forward, and then you throw them forward, throw them backwards, throw them up. And it's strong, too. Those, for bosses, when the little stars appear, you suplex them. Crazy powerful. Or you grab a star or an apple. For Wispy, you grab an apple that's really close to Wispy, and then you just hold it there. I'm pretty sure that's the strategy. I'm not positive, though, because I'm not overly familiar with suplex. But really fun either way. Sword. I wish I liked Sword. I think it's been really weak in every game. I wish I liked it. I'm not the biggest Zelda fan, so that might have something to do with it also. Throw. Suplex. Throw really reminds me of Suplex, but I'll at least say it's better than Backdrop. I like it a lot more than Backdrop. Tornado. Broken. I would actually originally put this in mid-tier, and then I did a playthrough of Kirby's Adventure where I did nothing but use Tornado so that I didn't have to press left, and now I'm in love with this ability. Tornado is my best friend now. It's Kirby's Adventure. Kirby's Adventure is it. That's why it's high tier. Watch that video. It was quite the hassle. Now that is Triple Star. We are not using that. Oh, UFO. I forgot UFO is a Planet Robobot, so it has a star. That's cool. Planet Robobot I put in the top. UFO I put in low. And this is with the idea in mind that you are abusing that glitch in Kirby's Adventure that lets you take UFO outside of the levels. It's a cool design for an ability. It's beam and laser, like, put together that can move, which is a good idea, but it's too derivative of other abilities, you know? Let's see. Water. Water is pretty neat. I will put that in mid. I think water is pretty neat because it's very powerful in Return to Dreamland. Okay, so nice detail on water that I really like is that if you use that Bubble Blast underwater, it becomes really powerful, but there's no oomph to it for me. It's very good, and I like it a lot. And the down-up, where Kirby forms that rainbow, really great. But it doesn't really have much of an oomph to me, personally. Same with Wheel. Actually, Wheelie Rider. Does that count? Alright, well, okay. I'm leaving this one up to you. If Wheelie Rider counts, it's high tier. If it doesn't, it's mid. Moving on. Whip! Oh my god! I love Whip! I love Whip! Ooh, this is such... I know it's not a good ability. It's really bad, actually, but... It's so cool. I love Whip. I love the down-up where he just shoots upward. The sound effect... That made no sense, I know, believe me. But the sound effects for Whip... Oh, it's also satisfying. I love Whip. It's such a fun ability for me. Again, it's not good. But I am allowed to like at least one ability that's not good. I would say all the other abilities here, or at least in the top tier, are kind of good. Give me my bad one. So then there is Wing. Wing, I will See, I wasn't ever crazy about Wing, and then I started speedrunning the story modes. And that gave me a big appreciation for Wing and all the things that you can do with it. There is so much depth to this ability. It's incredible. And then finally there's Yo-Yo. I also put that in the top tier, although I will say I am disappointed with Yo-Yo and Star Allies. I think it's okay. The fact that you can't combo much off of it really bothers me. Its frame data is not that good. I know how that sounds. But Superstar, ooh, Superstar and Superstar Ultra, ooh, ah, ee, ooh, I love it. So that is the tier list. Can we see it all okay? Yes, we can. Gonna make it a little bit bigger. Let me do my work my OBS magic. This is me working my OBS magic. Bring magic back. There we go. Still see a little bit of the black though. There we are. You're missing a little bit of the bottom tier, but it's the bottom tier, so who cares? That is the final tier list, everybody. This is all my personal opinion, although you can tell that a lot of the top tier ones are pretty practical. That's just chance. That's purely chance, except for Hammer. And like I said, they're all unranked except for Top. That is ranked, so my top 8 favorite copy abilities from number 8 to number 1 would be Hammer, Whip, Spear, Bell, Sleep, Ice, Bomb, Parasol. And then what number 9 and 10 would be, if I had to look through the high tier, that's tough. That's really hard. I would have to think about that. Definitely... probably Cleaning and Fire, but I'm not positive. Don't quote me on that. But I would probably put Cleaning and Fire as my number 9 and my number 10. Although I put Fire above. So Fire at number 9, Cleaning at number 10. But don't quote me on that. I'd actually have to think about it. And my least favorite ability, Light. Light. Come on. Why? It's not even fun. Like Sleep. Just why? Well, anyway, that's the video. Thank you all so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, all that YouTuber stuff. And I hope you enjoy Kirby Month. Keep enjoying it. More tier list videos will be on the way. Hopefully we'll get to one that's pretty nice and simple, not controversial. I'm sure all of these. That's the nature of tier lists. They're all controversial. But thank you all so much for watching. See you more in Kirby Month or something else, depending on when you're watching. I've been Kirbyfan. Thanks again. Take care.